There's things that just don't work with like the atmosphere that I'm in. Like, you can't keep doing this. Like, this is not right. I'm talking about fucking butt sex and fucking weird shit, and I just can't have the door open, all right? Like, fuck.
It's hard to talk about that with your family around.
It's entertaining though. I mean, my dad has said some shit that I'm like, okay, like, and same with my mom too.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've always been kind of like an open family. We talk about our BMs and shit like that, but like sexual crap, like even though it's like a good joke, it's like it's awkward.
Oh, I can imagine. Well, welcome everybody to the Confession Post podcast. I'm Morgan Rector.
I am Von Dark.
And as we point out, as usual, so the Confession Post website, confessionpost.com, is where people confess about their personal feelings or about their experiences. And normally if they get feedback, it's in the form of comments on message boards. But here we're doing a podcast about it. And Rosanna was just talking, or Von Dark was just talking about her family. And I thought I would segue into my first confession, which is about family. So the title is Our Weird Family Eats Breakfast in Our Underwear. So when my wife had her first baby, she went from full-time work to part-time. One day he puked on her dress, and she had to change just as she was about to go out the door. So on work mornings, she started eating breakfast in just her panties, and she would breastfeed and then put on her bra and dress. I had a few vomits on my shirt too, and just started eating breakfast in my undies and then finishing getting dressed. Fast forward, as the kid grew and we had another baby and then a third, we would all eat breakfast in our underwear and get dressed after. When the kids were toddlers and in high chairs, it would be, diapers only and topless. Second and third children were girls. Even in elementary school, we would all sit around the table topless and joke it's in case we spill. Now the oldest girl's 11, and she is asking to cover up, but my wife has become quite insistent that we should all be comfortable seeing each other's bodies. I am weirded out, but go along with it. Well, I think he has a right to feel weirded out. I'm of the opinion you shouldn't see your parents naked.
No, I mean, I've accidentally seen things like like wish I didn't. Oh God, like can't. Well, I guess now that I'm old enough, because it happened when I was really young, I'm pretty sure. Like, I can't pinpoint, but I know I've seen them. And like, yeah. Anyway, so, and that's enough for me, right? Like, or even like, have you ever walked in on your parents like doing anything?
No, fortunately.
Okay. No. Well, yeah, you're very fortunate.
Yeah,
so you're very, very, very fortunate. I have. I didn't know like what the fuck. Like, we were in a new place. We just moved, and like I was like, I guess around 11, like, and I like think like some weird noises were happening in the house, right? And I was like up. I guess like it's so weird, like actually like looking back on it, I was always kind of like a night owl. I always ended up kind of staying up a little later, or I couldn't sleep or something. But it's probably just because of the ADD. But anyway, there was like this fucking squeaking, and like I'm a fucking like I hated myself ever since. Like, but I totally was like, oh my God, there's ghosts in this house, and like like swear to God, my parents, like, thank God for fucking blankets. Thank God for blankets. But I know exactly what happened. I was like, oh my God.
Well, it's good that they still had that in their marriage because they say that's the first thing to go, right?
They don't have that anymore. I don't
Oh,
think.
okay.
I don't think. I don't think. I'm not 100%.
Well, you're probably not going to inquire anyway, are you?
There was one time I did say something.
Oh, yeah.
I will admit this. Like, okay, so um I wasn't expecting this. I was hanging out with like one of my friends that's pretty local, and he like ended up taking me home, and I don't think my parents like expected me to come back. And they were like just like watching TV, eating a bunch of like hors d'oeuvre type things, just like a fucking cheese platter, right? And I come in and I'm like, hey, like, and they're like kind of pissed off that I came back. And they're like, what if we were naked? I'm like, whatever, you guys don't have sex anymore.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, maybe they do. Maybe that was kind
I,
of their
I
confirmation.
literally had two different reactions to that. And it was like, dad was sad and mom was like pissed.
Oh, okay.
Like mom was like called out. Anyway, I have to try and keep this down because they got like one of them's got new hearing aids, and I don't know how like
Huh.
loud I can be.
Well, how old are they now?
Oh, they're in their like 60s, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. No, I love them to pieces. They're awesome. They're like the best parents ever. But it's just like, it's just kind of funny because like me and dad are like, we had like, we were close. Like, I'm not like, I don't have daddy issues. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not one of those girls.
Yeah.
Cause like,
You'd be
I don't
stripped.
know. What?
Because
I'd
you
be a stripper.
Yeah.
Well, I've thought about being a stripper, and I
Doing
took pole
porn.
dancing lessons. So like, sometimes you don't have to have daddy issues to be a stripper, but
That's true, yeah.
but it does seem to help you, I guess, business
I,
wise.
well, I've noticed women who had no father around growing up, they tend to end up with the worst men because
Mm.
they want a strong masculine presence in their life.
Fucking, I've ended up with like the worst people possible too. So like, I get it.
Like the guy who owns the strip club, like some fucking 55-year-old guy named Randy, who's really sleazy and maybe borderline abusive as well.
Sometimes he's the DJ.
He might be, but yeah,
Sometimes like he's the owner and the DJ. You know what I mean? Like
be both, yeah. But yeah, they're just drawn to power and they want to compensate for the lack of the strong male presence. And
yeah, oh, okay. So that's the daddy issue thing. I never really fully understood it myself. Like I'm like, what is daddy issues? Like,
yeah,
cause
well,
like,
then
cause
there's abuse, of course. That's a whole other.
true. And I mean, this is the other thing too. It is a psychologically thing. Like it's psychologically proven that a lot of like daughters like really look up to their fathers sometimes, like because they're at a young age, they don't totally fully understand how like emotions work, but some girls do sort of like have a love that's a little bit thicker for their fathers than most. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah,
like
oh yeah.
that like at a young age, and I believe that it's because you just don't understand what emotions are. Cause like, man, I remember like it took me fucking like 10 to 15 years to sort out through the emotions that I was like given, and then I hit like, puberty in the mix of that. So I had to sort out like being heightened. You know what I mean? It's like shit sucked. It's like just when you think you have a fucking handle on shit, you're like, whoa, some other shit's happening. And I mean, I'm not talking in respect of like crushes on your dad. I'm just like,
Yeah.
generally speaking, like you have all of that right away, right? Like just what you're going through humanly, and then you have like the other shit on top of it. So it can get kind of like weird real fast.
Well, I was reading about how a lot of fathers, they fall in love with their daughters. It's not necessarily a sexual thing. And maybe the daughters also kind of have those feelings for their father where it's a non-sexual crush. And
Yeah.
mothers and
Yeah.
sons can have that too. But, well, did I ever tell you about that book, My Secret Garden? Not sure
Yeah,
if I
you've
mentioned-
mentioned it. I know you've mentioned that a few times because I remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, there were father-daughter fantasies in there. Not that these women wanted
Oh,
their
yeah.
father, but they admitted that secretly they had entertained that fantasy. So,
Yeah.
and then I think I also mentioned the dog part. But anyway, that's a whole other.
Yeah, there was a bunch of animal stuff in there. Like, I remember. And this is like what? Like, people, like, it was New York-ish. Like, this person was, like, based out of there, wasn't it?
Well, the book was published, I think, in the late 70s or maybe
Yeah,
early.
I remember that.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what would happen if someone did that now, because people are even more open about their sexual preferences than ever. Like
Oh, man.
like older
We
people.
need to, like, open up this conversation a little bit more on confessions. But, like, I noticed, and I'm just going to say this because I told you, I suggested that we could like enter our own confessions or whatever and just like see if they get picked kind of thing, whatever, right? So I had done one. I had done one, and the way that it's formatted is it's actually kind of interesting because it like almost forces you into another category when you enter it.
Yeah.
So there's like more sexual ones that like if you click on something else,
Oh yeah, for
it'll
sure.
yeah. So I mean, just something to like look into. We might find juicier things if we like go to the side, whatever it is that they're like advertising. There's that. But
Yeah.
they do censor you, and I mean that's why we see all those like little stars and things, and sometimes we can't figure out what words they're using because I guess it got censored, and like some things that go through, they go through, but I'm sure there's a lot of missed stuff, or they might be going through to another site too.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
I always know what the censored stuff is.
Yeah, man. Like that's the other part that bothers me. I'm like, man, I don't even know what that word is supposed to be. Like, is that like, is that like buttholes? Like, you get the first letter and that's all you get.
Well, those stars are like tractor beams for my eyes. So if I see that, like it's like I was thinking today about those parental advisory labels on record albums, and that
Mm-hmm.
just made me want to buy it more, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was like that to me was an endorsement that said this is probably a really good album. So
Totally.
it didn't work on me anyway. Didn't work out with me. All
I
right, so
was never really allowed to buy like fucking. I had to be careful about what I selected when I bought things around certain parents. Like if I bought like a CD around my dad, I had way more leeway than my mom.
well, you knew it was really hardcore if it had the parental advisor label and an additional sticker on the cellophane. Like that was
Yeah,
you knew it
you
was
know it was
hardcore.
bad then.
Yeah.
But then you could peel that sticker off and put it on whatever you wanted if you're good enough at
Yeah.
it. Yeah, man, that's what I would do. I was like, man, sweet. Like, I got a parental advisory fucking sticker I can stick on my fucking CD player. What's up?
Now you can get like t-shirts and hats and all kinds of shit with that. So
Oh yeah, I have a t-shirt. Well, I had like sort of like this little cut off one. I was like so happy. Like once I found it, fucking Forever 21.
oh really? They had it.
Yeah, man. Okay, so the things I've bought at Forever 21, a fucking Wu-Tang shirt, the parental advisory fucking shirt, and a fucking shirt that says Legends on it, and it has Tupac, Eazy-E, and Biggie all on the same goddamn shirt.
Wow, who would have thought that
I
they
know, right? But I mean, it's true though. All them people are like they're legends. Like they all died too soon. But
Oh yeah.
shit, what were we talking about before that? I had something else. It doesn't matter. We'll just get on to our next confession because we like
Yeah.
totally just like fucked around.
No, it's fine. What's your first confession?
I'm gonna figure it out. 1 second. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the adult bookstores one.
Okay.
When I travel alone, I am always hoping to find an adult bookstore with glory holes. I can't help but get excited about the thought of a hard cock coming through the hole or feeding mine to a stranger. I have sucked quite a few and fed many more mouths. No one knows. I can't wait to do it again. I really like cock, but not attracted to guys.
Well,
All right.
I don't know if there are porn stores anymore because the internet is pretty much, eliminated that market. I think if you wanted to
Bookstores, though, like he said,
yeah,
bookstores. I'm
that sounds
like, is
very
this like a specific thing like that we don't even know about as sort of like a
that'd be a gay
grinder
place.
deal? Like,
Yeah, that'd be a gay bookstore. I don't think.
yeah, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a female and I can't take part in that because I don't like vagina.
Well,
So,
maybe lesbians
but
had like holes for vaginas or
well,
tits.
no, I mean, if it's a glory hole, I could suck a dick there.
Well, yeah, that's the point. Yeah. Otherwise,
Yeah,
there's nothing
I
going.
could sneak in, and they'd be like, "Oh my god," because like here I come in with my forked tongue.
Oh yeah,
Surprise, right?
you'd be
Like
very popular. That's
this
for
could
sure.
be good. But they'd be like so sad. It'd be like the worst like thing ever to find out.
So with the tongue being that way, is that almost like a 2-for-1 deal since
It
one?
kind of is. You can wrap it around, right? Like it does work, but you need to like work your tongue muscles out enough so that they like can grab stuff. And your cut needs to be like fairly far back to be able to like do cooler things with it.
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
mine is sort of like midway. I think I have like maybe 1 inch ish to go, 1 or 2. I could probably press 2 inches.
I can guarantee you, if you really wanted to service a glory hole, things could be arranged. Somebody would set that up for you.
Yeah, I'd be like, yo, like I know I'm a girl, but I'm like not really a girl, like personified. I mean, I'm more like a dude most times. I just wear makeup, but you're just seeing the mouth. But I mean, that's if I wanted to suck a lot of cock, and I'm like, I kind of just, I want to lay off of that for a little while.
Well, I mean, if an escort had that particular attribute, I imagine she'd be very popular. She'd be making a lot of money.
Oh
That could
man,
even, that would be a selling point too. I think maybe she could raise her prices.
for sure. And I believe me, with the way the world's going right now, I've thought about it. Because I'm like, fuck, like, how do you live? Like, how does anyone live?
Yeah, I don't know.
I could like easily just be a dom for a while and not fuck anything.
Yeah,
like I have one person right now that's just like, I will like, he wants that, and I'm like, I'm holding off and holding off and holding off because I think I just want to like get to know this person a little bit more and also be better prepared for the situation. But like, I'm like, you need some fucking serious side hustles because like gas is up, living's up, fucking rent is ridiculous. It's like, man, you may as well start being a hooker.
Well, people are starting to set up homes in shipping containers. That's how desperate people are now.
Shipping container homes are sick though. Like you can
Some of
make
them
some
are.
sick ones.
Some people have
And
done some really impressive stuff with them. Yeah.
you can make a pool with one shipping container and it's dope.
You mean like
You set
not-
it in ground.
oh yeah, or jacuzzi. You could do that too.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean like if you just like I mean, say like you would have to buy the shipping containers and they used to be cheap. I don't know how much they are now. I have no fucking clue. They're probably really expensive or not. Like anyway, like those things, like you can, if you did, like, say, two side by side ones, you'd have a nice fucking pool. All you need is somebody to, like, cut the fucking thing and, like, you know, mold it, set it, and then you need to put, like, a fucking, all the other shit in there. Like a lining, obviously. But you can, like, set it in ground and have a fucking pool. And then you can fucking put it on ground and have a fucking like house. You know, shipping containers, like I actually like fell a little bit in love with them. Just a little bit.
Are you like me in that you don't like to sit in a jacuzzi with someone you don't want to have sex with? There's
It's
something.
people's too.
It's
people's
warm
too.
water, you know. Yeah, and it's you know it's going to turn into egg drop soup if you're not careful. And
Ew. But yes.
like to sit with your relatives because there's something about warm water like that that can get those juices flowing. You know what I mean?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, like, honestly, like, I've been in questionable places with, like, hot, what is it, those fucking hot tubs and shit. Like, out in BC, I was actually privileged to be, like, part of, like, sort of the hippie festival community, and I met some, like, really incredible people and did some incredible things, but also been a part of some questionable things.
Questionable.
Because it's just like, how many people were in this hot tub? How clean was everyone?
Well, I don't know
What
if
were
they,
y'all doing in here?
I
Like,
don't know if they put chlorine in those or not.
oh man, like they usually took really good care of it. Like,
Yeah.
as far as I knew, you know, because like they were like, you know, I've seen tests and whatnot, but like, still, you're just like, there's been people in and out. They're like naked running around, you know, like.
Well, one thing that's trendy in BC is the outdoor jacuzzi. A lot of people
Oh man, it's so good.
in a bear.
I've been privileged to this. And like Wreck Beach is like a nude beach, right? So like Wreck Beach, when you get on it, there's like the, you know, public area. And I mean, that's sort of more for the exhibitionists because the nude part is like part of that, right? So you're like, as soon as you get on that beach, it's naked people. So you go off to say, like, yeah, it's the right hand side. You can go to the left, but there's not much over there. But the right hand side, you go like along the shore, and there's these little sort of secret alcove areas, right? And it's all sand. It's not rocks. It's all like awesome sand. And it's warm out because BC usually has beautiful weather. The fucking water isn't terribly fucking cold because it's not over here.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, sometimes you're like, you better get like nice and hot before you get in the ocean in here because you might get hypothermia. You might. You just might. Because it's fucking cold. It really is. It's fucking cold. But yeah, BC, beautiful for that shit. You could like go on the beach and be naked in a little private area that like maybe one or two people walk by, but whatever. That's one or two people. At least you're not fucking in the old wrinkly section. The people that don't care.
Well, I kind of envy that. What,
I wish I didn't care.
are you comfortable enough to
No,
walk
not on
around?
the main beach. No, I like being private. But like when you're like private, I've seen some of the most beautiful bodies walk by me. This most beautiful fucking black lady. She was just like the best curves, and she was like naked. I was like, holy shit, you're like a goddess. Like I was like drooling over it, but I was also like on mushrooms that day too. We all had like mushroom Rice Krispie squares. It was like everybody at the shop, all the girls, we like decided to have a beach day. We're like, fuck work, we're going to the beach. And we had mushrooms and like stayed to like through the whole day till the moon came out. We saw the moon. It was awesome. Like it was like one of the coolest fucking experiences. Like BC, highly recommend. That is the place to go. Cause like you get, I mean, you'll get if you go to a place like that, you'll get a lot of interesting people, but you get a lot of fucking amazing people. It's so cool.
Yeah, from the sounds of it.
It's a polyamory sort of like paradise if you like tap into the right places.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so we
Oh,
finished.
we're like fucking going way off track. Like
So
a
we finished with
bunch.
yours, right? Oh, you did the one with the glory hole. So yeah,
Yeah.
I was about to
Yeah,
follow
you
up and
go.
say
Oh
that
yeah.
I think those are only found in like gay bars and gay clubs at this point.
Yeah, it's like a dude thing.
Yeah, but they can also get laid in the fucking
Oh,
bush.
there's like maybe the odd truck stop, probably.
Maybe. Well, the ones that had the truck stop horrors, maybe.
Oh, lot lizards.
Well, I mean, I
That's
think
what they're called, lot lizards.
I just don't see why prostitution should continue to be illegal. You know, it's a victimless crime unless the prostitute's underage. That's a different scenario. But all right, so my
Yeah.
next one is all right. So it goes. It's a short one. The title is Three Men Are in Love with Me Right Now, and I am leading them all on. I have no plans to ever date any of them. So think that's I think that's cruel.
Bitch.
Um,
Yeah, that's not cool. Don't string people along. That's not fair. They have better things to do with their time than to fuck around with somebody who's fucking around with your time.
I know I've had experiences in the friend zone where I got the impression that the woman didn't want to date me, but she seemed to enjoy the attention that came from having this puppy dog following you around. And you know what I'm saying?
Like I won't lie, like I like as a woman, I like I do enjoy the attention, but it's not like I get that a lot. Like I get it from a lot of the people that I don't know or are just like kind of not right for me. And the
Yeah.
people that I like, they're not the people who are interested,
Well,
you
then
know?
to lead them on though, that could
No, I
actually.
would never do that. I'd be like so straight up with them. I'd be like, look, I love the fact that you're giving me this attention, but I can't give this back to you. Like I can't give it to you the way that you want it. And I'm sorry, like, but we can have fun, we can be friends, and there's friends with benefits. This is what I can give to you because this is what I have for you. But to like lead people on and think
That's me.
that that's not right. You have to be honest,
Well,
you
also,
know?
it would also be a compromise of your safety to act like you're into the person when you're not. Because what if they're just psychotic and they just
Yo,
you lash out at you, because there are guys.
it's true. It's dangerous in that respect because I know in another respect um I've been straight up with people and they've been that way.
Oh yeah, and like I
So it's like it's fucked up. Like you really like you can't fuck with people's emotions they have different expectations than you. And like if you don't like if you all you can do is be vocal about it. And like, as a woman it gets fucking scary. 'Cause like,
Yeah. Well, I
yeah.
mean, yeah, there was I once worked at this place and there was this girl there who was very flirtatious and she seemed to have this feeling like every guy should know that she's not really interested in dating them. And so a lot of guys would develop crushes on her and then she'd get angry at them for not knowing it. But the thing is, they can't read her mind, you know. And she did this.
No, you have to be clear. Like you
Yeah,
can't be like so fucking over the top nice with people. Like,
she was a
like,
tease, yeah. And there was a
yeah. It's like that is like, I mean, it's a shitty it's almost like a shitty thing to say, but like it's true. There's cock teases, there's like, I'll even call it a clit tease. Like,
yeah, that
it
must exist.
happens on both spectrums, but it happens more so with us women because I feel like it's so weird. Like in our DNA, we kind of feel like we need that to get by. And it's sad because like we don't really, like we've come a long way. It's not the like 1800s, you know? Um like women, they just like resort to like being the like flirtatious thing, and I think like some of us just don't really know what we're doing exactly, which sucks. Cause I mean, if you know what it's like to get your fucking feelings hurt and toyed with, you would know to not do that. So, um, like it wouldn't make sense to be that way, but like some of these people just haven't had that like thing shoved in their face yet, you
Yeah.
know? And some of these people, like, they're just so vapid and whatever. They like literally just get by on their looks, and they've been doing that for so long that they're just like almost like not complacent, but like just, I don't know, oblivious to how things actually work.
Well, those women really become miserable when they become old because
Oh man, no, like they have the worst life usually.
yeah, I mean, I find mature women attractive, but society by and large does not. And so when your whole life has been about looks, well, they're going to
Yeah.
eventually. And what else have you got after that,
Looks
right?
fade, man. Looks fade, but like intelligence and all that shit is forever.
Yeah,
Like
it's like
it is.
I saw recent pictures of Pamela Anderson. She's still good looking, but she's in her 50s, and so she's not going to have the same a popular appeal that she had in the 90s. It's
Well, I
just
mean, when have you heard of her last?
I heard something. She's got something
Like
on.
a little blip in the radar, right?
Yeah,
Like
at this point, I think she really has to like produce something, or it's harder
she's
for her
got
to
to like
get
kind
going.
of be like a fucking forefront person in something to
Yeah,
really like get her shit back out there. But what about like Cindy Crawford? What about like people that we grew up with as supermodels? Fucking shit. The wafer chick from fucking England. What's her name?
Kate Moss.
Yes.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
heroin chic. Yeah, I remember that.
Kate Moss, Naomi Campbell, fucking like there's another one. She was called the Chameleon. She was in George Michael's fucking music video.
The only model,
Evangelista.
Linda Evangelista.
Yes.
Yeah, she's from Peterborough,
I
Ontario.
fucking love her, man. She's amazing. She's beautiful.
The only model I ever liked was Helena Christensen. She was in Chris Isaac's video for.
Okay, yeah, no, she had beautiful lips, man, and
Yeah,
the most gorgeous eyes. Holy
yeah.
fuck, her eyes. Okay, so let's talk about eyes for 1 second. Let's veer off for a minute. Deborah Mazar.
I don't know who that is.
Oh my God, you needed her eyes. I love her eyes. Okay, do you remember Batman with the Riddler and Tommy Jones?
Yeah, I remember
Fucking
that one. Yeah, had a
okay,
good
Sugar
soundtrack.
and Spice.
I don't know. See, I don't know if I actually saw the movie.
Ah, okay. So Tommy Jones had like two girl sidekicks. Drew Barrymore was Sugar, and Deborah Mazar was Spice. And Deborah Mazar, I'm just like, ugh. She's got a little gap tooth, green eyes. Oh my god, I love her. She's so cute. Like I fucking and her oh man, there's like so many fucking like chicks that are like super old right now that I would still do.
Well, I'd still do Dolly Parton.
Jennifer Tilly,
Yeah, me too.
right? Her voice, oh my god.
It, and then there's another actress that had a really cute voice, Joey Lawrence. She was
Yes.
um, Chasing Amy. Yeah, she had
Yeah,
a really cute voice.
she's cute. I fucking love her. And she's like when she hit like oh my god, and her boobs. You saw her boobs in one of them. They're like the cutest little boobs. She's so cute.
Oh
I
yeah.
love her and she has the best smile. Like when she smiles, it's her whole fucking face. It's so cute.
Well, one thing that's fascinated me for a long time is that I never thought like Winona Ryder was so gorgeous,
Oh man, she's
but
so cute too.
but there are all these men, these celebrities who have met her and just fallen head over heels in love with her. So maybe it's a
It's
thing where
charisma. It's
yeah,
charisma,
like
right?
Johnny Depp got her name.
Oh man, did you see like you must have saw that footage of them in the 90s, right? Like
Yeah, they
at
were.
the awards show? Yeah. And they look so cute too. Like she looks really pretty there too, right? She's like classic fucking 90s shit. And he looks so young, like and he's just like, paying her respects and shit. I'm like, that guy, like, he's a fucking romantic. Like, that guy's a romantic. He's
Yeah,
a hopeless fucking romantic.
he was a big sex symbol back then too, so that definitely helped him.
Oh man. Like he was just like he had okay, so the looks, charisma, all that. Like he was like David Bowie, but like more rock star. Like
Yeah, oh yeah,
David Bowie was more alien.
yeah, for sure.
But
Uh,
yeah, fucking okay. We should probably get back on track.
yeah.
Like it doesn't matter what we're talking about. We like went way off track.
So we concluded by saying it's wrong to lead people on. It's hurtful to other people, and it can sometimes invite violence if the person's particularly unstable.
Yeah, it's not cool. It's not cool. Like you're fucking with people's emotions. And like honestly, like really when you look at it, like the big perspective is to me is you're wasting their fucking time.
Oh yeah.
You're taking away from them getting to know somebody else that's more meaningful.
Well, for years I
Like that's
wanted.
bullshit. And that's
Yeah.
time that they will never get back
Oh yeah.
because
Well,
you're toying with the shit.
for years I wanted to read something like that to find out. Like I always thought there must be women who enjoy having these friend zone guys, and
No,
you
I
know.
mean I don't. I try to tell people, man, I try to tell people so much. I'm like, man, like I am not the person like like I'm in and out, I dip in and out. I have ADD, ADHD. I have my own life to deal with and I still don't have that shit in line completely. So like please like patience. Like if I'm still talking to you, then that means something, right? Like but I'm not gonna like tell you that like I love you or like things like that. I'm not gonna be like that, like I'm gonna at least communicate. That's all like literally that's all you owe people because life happens,
For
right?
sure.
You know? And like it sucks, man, but like I hate people when they do that. It's like, do you not have anything else to do with your life than like, spend time leading somebody on.
Yeah, and also that's kind of a male privilege. Men like to have women, multiple women
Yeah, it's
obsessed
nice
with
to
them.
be adored. I get it. Like, fuck. Like, it feels good to feel wanted.
And that makes a man more attracted to other women, doesn't it? If the women know that there are a lot of women who are into him,
Sometimes.
yeah,
Sometimes.
it adds to
Some
his.
of us don't really give a fuck. They're like, oh, like, some of us, like, will duck out of the competition. If
Yeah,
it's like, look at the competition I'm up against. Like, they're up first. Cool, whatever. Like,
oh, and I had this thought about Pete Davidson. He's got to write a book for guys who can't get laid because I don't know what his secret is, but he's
he's
obviously doing something
amazing
right.
though. He's
Like,
got like such a weird docket of chicks though. When you look
yeah,
at it,
but they're
like
all
when you,
celebrities, and
but I mean, there was one like regular ass chick in there, and she's like, he's holding hands with her out in public. Like a
oh
regular
yeah,
ass looking chick, and I'm like, really? Like this is cool. Like Pete Davidson. Like, that's, I think, the most appealing part is that he's actually, like, approachable. And, like, women now know that anyone is game for Pete Davidson.
well, I guess maybe it's like a combination of confidence and harmlessness. Like,
Yeah, and I mean, he's got, yeah, I seen his stand-up recently, and his stand-up was really fucking funny. He's hilarious. He's good. Like, he is fucking clever. He's a smart dude, but for some reason, I think there's something about the Jewish men.
hmm,
And it's not about them being cut. It's about them just, I don't know. There's something in there. Like,
he's
all the women love it, and I love it. Like, well, okay, my mom did like Ancestry.com, whatever the shit. She made me spit into a fucking tube. And the first time I went through, it said I was 2% Jewish, and I actually got really fucking happy.
oh yeah, and then they found out that you're not.
Yeah, it changed. They keep updating the fucking info. I don't know what the fuck is up with that shit. I don't. Like, we're like, what are you updating? What changed about my spit? Did my spit migrate to like another fucking territory? Like, what the fuck is like this? Doesn't quite make sense. But it also said it was like 2% Greek.
He's not. I'm looking up his information here. He's not. And he's not 100% Jewish.
But he's got some,
His
right?
father has some Jewish ancestry, but also like Irish, German, Italian.
He's Long Island. Okay. Yeah, okay.
His
So he's
mother is
got the
Irish, German. So yeah, that's just one part of his
yeah.
makeup. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's got the Long Island like Jew kind of like speak, right? Because he's from New York, right? I don't mean to sound anti-Semitic. That is not an anti-Semitic comment because I love all fucking cultures. I will go on record to say that. I'm not pulling a Mel Gibson here. But yeah, like he just like one of my friends had said it. They're like, yeah, he's like blah blah, like Long Island Jewish, blah blah blah, like so misinformation slightly, but I guess he does have a little bit of Jew
Yeah, he does somewhat.
in him.
Yeah. All right. So what was your next confession?
All right, so my next one. Hang on. My professor. I had a professor in college. She was about 50 and had long, dark hair and a big nose, and she wasn't particularly attractive. On top of that, she was mean. I was forced to like her while in class to pretend that I did. Okay. I'm reading the exact words that are on the page here. The weird thing is that that one day, I was listening in class and something clicked. She started look she started to look pretty to me. Did I just develop a crush? Yes. I wanted to kiss her and make love to her, even though I was in my early 20s. Though it's been years, I still think about her from time to time.
Well, I mean, something can happen if you're around a person for a while. If you weren't attracted to them in the beginning, you can develop an attraction. Like I remember,
But totally.
yeah, there have been times when I was going to school and like I took a look around and thought, no, there's not really any attractive women here. But after a few weeks, like suddenly something does start to change in terms of your perspective on them. They didn't change their perspective on me, but I don't know I guess there's something, maybe we have like an evolutionary holdover where when the gene pool's kind of shallow, you just, you mate with
Yeah, I get it. Like it's like, you're just like close and like whatever to like a certain like amount of people. I mean, the like if you think about it, the ratio on getting a crush on your professor would probably be the same as getting a crush on like an unlikely classmate or like something like that. You know what I mean? Like you just be like around them so much, like
yeah.
all of a sudden you just like start to appreciate certain nuances about that person.
And
You know?
sometimes a person's personality can make them attractive. That can happen. Like,
Yeah, totally.
like
Like
say
there's just
you're,
like something that they did that just
yeah,
like fucking like you're like, oh, whoa, that was actually kind of hot, and you're like, I never seen you in that kind of light before, and then ever since, that's the only kind of light that you can see them in.
yeah, and it's like, say you're like one of 20 scientists who are going to be working in Antarctica for 6 months. You may not think any of them are attractive when you get there, but
Yeah, but man, after like fucking a few months, man, you'd be fucking like fucking three of them at least. Like maybe have an orgy.
same form,
Scientists could be freaky.
yeah, that
This
the
is
same pheromones are flying around the room, and
this orgy is for science.
oh, I'm sure I'm sure there must be lots of shenanigans going on and down in those weather research stations or whatever.
Oh man, when you're like fucking secluded like that, either y'all kill each other, or y'all like fuck each other. That's really
Oh
what
yeah.
it like comes down to.
Well, I remember
Like,
I read
are we fighting or are we fucking? Like,
a story. It might have been something like Tinder or I don't know, some dating app, and only two people in Antarctica had an account, and they ended up meeting and getting together, and so because they weren't working at the same places there. So, but then again, it's not like they had to go far to meet more people.
fuck no, it's all right there.
Yeah, and you're trapped inside, especially if it's during winter, because winter there can go down to like minus 65 degrees Celsius. Like
Yeah,
just
you gotta be inside. You can't be like fucking around outside.
that's
And you gotta stay warm, so you better fuck. Like,
yeah, that's the point at which like if a
that's
man is
logic. Yeah.
men who have beards literally grow icicles on them in that kind of
I
weather.
know, I've seen it even out here, and it's not even that cold. Like, I've seen it out here. I've
Oh,
seen icicle fucking beard shit out in Nova Scotia, and I am not cool with saying that, but I saw it one day, and I was not cool with it. Because that's Alberta shit. That's not fucking Nova Scotia shit. That's Alberta shit. They better stay
not,
the fuck over there and not over here.
yeah, that's scary when there's fucking icicles growing from people.
Man.
Yeah.
That's like, well, okay, so first of all, it's like, it's the weird ass mixture of temperature that we got in the air. It's sort of the same thing with Alberta, but it's like almost like the different side of it all. Like, it's drier
Oh yeah.
over there and it's moist over here.
Well, I remember
So
there.
that's sort of the difference. Like, I can't explain it because I'm not a fucking weather person, but like I've seen it both places and I have an idea of what is happening, but I will not be able to explain that.
Toronto is a little bit warmer, but I remember,
Yeah, man, you guys are in like sort of like it's not like a valley, but like or plains, but like you guys got like a bit of a dip, right? Like where it's
yeah,
like yeah, you got like a pocket of like warm.
yeah, we're on the same latitude as like New York City or something like that.
Yeah, 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 that's actually it. Well, you guys get more snow, I think, than New York.
But yeah, maybe.
Definitely. Because
But
I spent a little bit of time in Oshawa and I was like, damn, this is a lot of snow for like here. But
yeah,
that's Oshawa.
yeah, in Nova Scotia, like sometimes it's blowing freezing temperatures in your
But
face, and
sometimes we get
it's a,
fucking dumped on though. Like
oh
sometimes we're
yeah,
just like fucking shoveling our doors out and we're like, what the fuck? Like
totally. Yeah, I remember Krista shot some some video footage and like the snow actually like kind of bent her fence down on the ground and
yeah,
so
the
much snow.
wind fucking knocked one of her fences over.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, man, the wind, like, it's like, and you don't even know when that shit's coming. It's just like, oh, surprise, there's a wind, like, today, just because we're on the ocean, and the ocean just dictates our life.
yeah, totally.
Whatever the ocean says, we do, we follow through with that.
Well, I want to go to Sable Island one day, but I know that
Oh, man, we need to go. We need to
uh,
do, okay, Sable Island and acid. That's what we're doing.
acid.
Yeah.
Well, I know the climate around there is really unstable. I don't know if you want to do acid there because
No, no, we can figure something out. I know some people.
they say you basically have to treat it kind of like a camping trip because even if
Yeah,
you want to just spend one day,
exactly.
the
That's what I'm
weather,
thinking. Just one night.
yeah,
We
because the
just like
weather's,
we go over there.
yeah,
We like as soon as we hit the island, we drop acid. But like while the acid's kicking in, we obviously set up because like you don't want to wait for that shit. You got to set up right away.
yep. You have to arrange a
But you
helicopter.
bring everything that you need for the next 24 hours.
Transportation comes in the form
You
of a
get
helicopter ride, and if the weather's too unpredictable, then you have to stay there until.
Man, I think I know somebody who could probably take us in a boat.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
oh that'd be cool.
Yeah, right? Like, fuck it. Like, maybe we could get that guy to stay overnight so we have a boat there. Like, we could leave whenever we wanted. But you don't want to do that high as shit on acid.
Well, for those listeners who have not heard of Sable Island, it's basically it's like a sandbar, but it never went back down. There's wild grass on it, but these
There's horses.
yeah, there's wild horses on it. These people who had horses, they had to get rid of them, so they left them there. And now, like on average, there's like a pack of like 150 wild horses at any given time. Seals go there to kind of mate and do their business,
It'd
whatever else.
be such a fucking enlightening experience. Fucking.
It'll be amazing, yeah.
Oh, man. Like, if we fucking can, like, totally, like, nail down. Oh, man, we get Ray out there. Ray's got to go too.
It would have to be a summer thing for sure.
Yeah. Oh no, you have to do it in the summer because honestly, you don't want to do it any other time of
Oh,
the year.
oh God,
Like
winter,
it'll be way
right?
too cold. Fucking the wind off the ocean. It's like it's kind of shitty sometimes, right? So like, and you want to make sure that you got a good old spot. So we'd have to scope it out first.
Yeah, yeah, maybe it
Yeah.
would be fun as like an
It
overnight
could
camp.
be fucking sick, man. And we do a podcast there.
Yeah. And then there's the 5 islands where it's literally 5 islands, and I don't know if anybody owns property there. I don't know if you can camp there or not.
That I don't know about either. I don't know about the 5 islands. There's McNabbs as well. McNabbs Island. You can just like go out for the day.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I know exactly where Lahey built his wall.
Oh yeah, have you been there?
No, I haven't been there, but I know where it is.
That's John's
Roughly.
Dunsworth.
It's in Sambro.
Yeah, he did that. Yeah, I'd like to see that. Yeah, Ray would love
Yeah.
to see that too. Yeah.
No, I already told Ray about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's seen it. Yeah.
He's like, I seen the thing about him building the wall, and he's like, I would love to see it. And I'm like, you know what? I think that could be arranged because the way that we are out here is like, if we just like say, like, if we talk to these people, say the right things, pay our respects, be like, yo, we love John, like, we love Lahey, like, fucking so much. We loved him and we saw the video of him building this wall, we just want to see it. They'd be like, no, that's fine. Go ahead.
Oh, is it
Because,
on
like,
somebody's private property?
it's his home,
Oh, he
basically.
did at his home, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, I mean, just the way that we are out here, though, that's like, honestly, you just approach it the right way. And, like, you don't make a big, big ordeal about it. Maybe, like, if you talk to them first, you can like, film some stuff if you want. Um, but I mean, in respects to Leahy, like it's like a nod to him, like East Coast, like I think they like absolutely love him. Um, or like, well, it's the same kind of love as like we would all have for like Gordon Downey.
I have this the raised kind of love for John Dunsworth as well. So I'm such a big
Yeah, he's
show.
amazing. He's a fucking beautiful human. Like when I met him, his fucking aura, like he was great. He was just like such a fucking awesome dude. Like it was just in passing, but he was just like super genuine just in passing, you know? He was just like, yeah, like, oh, it's good to meet you. I'm just like going to do this thing. I'll be back, blah, blah, blah. Like, and he was gone. But like, he was like, you could see the love in his eyes. He's amazing.
Oh, that's a really cool story.
Yeah, man. He's a cool dude, man. Like when it comes to people, especially people like that, like you could just see them like shine. You know what kind of person they are. And he was definitely a genuine dude.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like you
Like
see
a
in an
hundred
interview.
percent.
All right, so my last confession is the title is Sex with a Disabled Woman.
Yes.
So it's a short one. I'm not disabled myself, but I find the thought of having sex with a woman that is disabled a real turn on. Well, I mean, I've been attracted to disabled women, whether they be amputees or, and I know the nomenclature is controversial, little people, midgets. Some of them are not offended by the word midget, so that's kind of a gray
Yeah,
area.
no, I honestly I still use midgets. It's not
Yeah.
PC. It's
But
not.
I find,
Little people. I saw a little person the other day actually.
oh yeah,
I'm like this is okay, so remember how I was telling you earlier how I was hanging out with the riffraff yesterday?
yeah,
So like my partner ish, he like he said he's like, I can't ever really get used to seeing midgets in public.
yeah. If you don't,
And like
yeah, we don't
I
see them
looked
often
across
enough.
the street and there he was. Like this is like there's two midgets in Halifax though, like legit. Like and I mean they've been here for like 20 years. Like I've known of these midgets for a while. There's like a white one and an Asian one.
Yeah, really.
I legit I'm so sorry, but like this is like I can't say it any other way. Like
Well, I like the porn star Bridget the Midget. Have you
oh
seen?
man, she was in the Hustler one, the fucking ICP movie, I think.
Oh, she was there. Yeah, she
Yeah.
some crossover stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, no, she's good. She's like the brown hair kind of.
yeah, she's
Yeah.
Latina. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah, no, she was in it. She was in that movie. She's awesome.
you
I
know
love
what?
her.
You know
I
what?
legit
Really,
love her too.
my favorite like still photo that was ever taken of her was she's sucking this guy's dick and he's standing and she has to like stand up on her tippy toes to do it. It was so cute. It was adorable.
Ah,
Yeah,
I love it.
she's a freak. She's a freak too. She's really hot.
So, I think I may have mentioned this before, but there's this guy, Tucker Max, and he talks about he's a writer, he's a lawyer, he's whatever. He just like he writes a lot though, like because he has a lot of fucking alcoholic fucking things, and he womanizes a bit, but like it's hilarious. Like the way he goes to his shit, I'm just like, dude, you think like me, and I can't hate you. Anyway, so one of his favorite things was like this midget convention thing.
Yeah.
This midget convention thing. And he goes to like, I don't know what his whole deal is. Like the story is like he ends up at this hotel, and there's legitimately like a small people convention.
They
Like
do hold those, yeah.
yeah. And he's like beside himself, right? He's like, this is something, this is a fantasy. So he goes into detail about it, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it in a bit.
Well, Bridget the Midget has been banned from those because one year
she what? She got banned?
Yeah, because what happened was, so the day that the main event is about to occur, she was hanging out in a hotel room with a bunch of midget guys, and they were bored. There was just nothing to do. So she decided to pass the time by sucking all their dicks. And the people who organized the event found out about it, and they were so scandalized they banned her from ever going back. So,
okay, so wait. She sucked all their dicks to what? Like
just as a way to pass the time, you know?
Oh, well, I mean, fuck, like, what you do when you're bored is your own fucking problem.
Yeah, right.
It's like, Jesus. That's like, yeah, who has a problem with this? 'Cause, like, I mean,
I don't know, but
like,
I didn't know they were so.
Okay, so my dad was in here, like, scooping the cat litter, so I couldn't go into, like, full detail. Yeah. So what Tucker Max was saying was, like, he had this big old fantasies, like, what if, like, I got to fuck a midget? Like, could you, like, put them on your dick and spin them like a top?
No, yeah.
Anyway, so that was that.
Oh, that's the way he wants to do it.
He was like, that was his fantasy right there, right? And, like, it turns out that's not how it works. Because, I mean, anatomy, right? When you think about it. I think my dad totally just heard what I said.
Well, I asked out a girl who had cerebral palsy, but I got turned down.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that was an
all-time fucking lame.
Yeah. Well, she comes. I think she kind of.
No, I mean, really, it's like, well, like, man, I have a crush on you. Like, fuck, like, and you like legit turn me down, man. I hate myself. Like, that's how I would feel. I'd be like, fuck.
She told me it was because I was so much older than her, because I was 16 years older. And
oh shit. Okay, yeah.
Well, she also comes from like a very she was a middle class sheltering background. I think maybe she viewed someone like me as like kind of a low life.
True.
Like that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, what was the age difference really like?
Well, I mean, you know, she was in her 20s, so it's not like I approached an underage girl. But
yeah, that's different.
But there was something about her that kind of suggested that, yeah, she absolutely led a sheltered life. She just kind of had like not
that's
someone
different though. Like, I mean, when you're in your, like, once you get past like 18, 19, and you're in your 20s or whatever, it's like you're actually considered an adult now. Like, think about like the fucking like ages before that. Once you had your period, you were an adult, and that was like way earlier.
Well, I guess,
you know, like,
I think for most people, it's like that corridor between like 18 and 25. When you get out in the world and you're figuring out who you are, if someone has the potential to become kind of a counterculture person, it would usually happen by the age of 25. But she clearly just had no inclinations in that area. So
True, because
I
nobody like really taught her about that stuff or like gave her like, worldly insight.
yeah, it's like if there are people they might become a goth when they're like 23, whereas in high school maybe they were too
Oh
afraid.
man, I was fucking a goth and when I was like fucking 14, 15.
Well, I mean, is
And I
that
was like
even
all up in that shit.
well that's kind of been on a downslide for quite a while now, hasn't it? There's
A
not.
little bit. Like it hasn't been in the forefront like it used to. Like fucking steampunk had like its time for a little while. It like brought it back out for a hot second. It brought the goth culture out a little bit because of, steampunk. Because it was just like, ooh, that's like visually appealing. It's like Victorian plus like years. That's what it is.
Well, I mean,
Like I love it. I do. I love it. Victorian gears, stripes, done.
yeah, there was that, and then
Buckles.
there was like the scenester craze, and
The
scenester girls
scenester
really hot.
shit, like I loved it. Like the emo
Yeah,
scenester,
I
like
don't like
all
the
of
music.
that.
I don't like the emo music.
No, no, I like the style. The style was alright.
The
Like I
girls
could
were
dig it.
hot. Yeah,
Yeah. Like I
milky
like
white
the little
cleavage,
fucking clips in their hair.
milky white cleavage, and that kind of thing. Hmm.
Tattoos,
Yeah, there
fucking
was one.
piercings. Because they
Yeah.
always had a lot of piercings. Lots
Oh,
of piercings.
like pierced tongues and stuff like that. So I think you're up. Yours is last. Your confession is last.
All right. Okay, so this one. Oh, second. I have to like unlock my phone. Okay. I'm into you, freak. You are an evil being you've taken from me. Used me as your chauffeur for years, then throw me a tenner like you're doing me a favor. I now see why everybody in this town hates you. You like to ruin people's lives with lies. That's fucked up. You're always the victim. You're a selfish taker who tries to dictate everyone around her. Well, your time is up. Get on your own damn feet and get the fuck out. You're a mean. You are. They fucked up with. They have a.
Yeah,
You're like you are our.
yeah.
You're mean, a cheater, and accuse everybody of abusing you. You're so selfish. Don't even think about fucking with me. I'll get even till the end of time.
Wow.
Oh, and there is this new invention called soap. Use it, you fucking smell it. You smell always.
They must be talking about a woman, like an
I
attractive.
don't know, like I feel like it's a woman or a man. Like this could actually go a couple ways. I was flip flopping a little bit when I read that.
Well,
Because I was like, it could be a dude. Could
there
be
are.
like a bisexual dude that's like fucking everything in sight. Or it could be like a chick. I don't know.
Well, I mean, there are people who are very good at using others and always have a couch to surf on, and they've got people. They're stringing a lot of people along, and that's how they survive. But yeah, I think you would have to be really attractive to pull that off. Young too. I don't think that if you're in your 50s, that's just kind of sad, really. But
What? Like being like
like
fucking
couch
gross?
user. Well, I mean, you could do that if you were a cougar. There's lots of young men who want older women. I guess wouldn't mind supporting them or something, but otherwise, I don't think it's gonna work out if you're
Yeah.
older men.
Man, like the way that like it's funny, like the way that I like figured out life throughout the years, I'm like, man, I almost like think I have to like try and settle down with somebody that's gonna help like kind of be like part of this financially because I can't like stand up on my own 2 feet alone.
Oh yeah,
Not with tattooing.
you need a new income, yeah, another income.
Yeah, it's like I need to like pick up another fucking thing with benefits.
Yeah,
Something that comes with benefits. Other than the thing, like it's almost like it's like what like DJs do. You know what I mean? Like DJs will make that one hit so they can do whatever the fuck they want in the background. You know,
yeah,
I've seen that happen in a lot of respects. Like, there's a lot of people that are like mainstream, like they have a few hits. They're making those hits so that they can actually pay the bills to do the things they love, which is soul sucking in a way. It
well,
sucks that we almost have to do that as an artist. It's like you
I
gotta
once knew,
fucking give a piece of
yeah.
your soul out. Like,
Well, I once knew a guy who was a DJ. I don't think he got paid at all. I don't know if he got free drinks or what, but he had to have a job. But the fringe benefits were the constant sex. There were all these girls. It was a goth club, and he was constantly banging hot goth girls, and so he decided to hang on to that one for a while.
well, I mean, like there are benefits, but it's like when you look at the big picture in life, it's like there's certain things that you have to put in perspective. The way that like we all work, especially now, is that like we're monkeys in the whole art business.
Oh yeah,
If we don't appeal to a mass crowd, then we're not gonna really amount to anything.
isn't it
You
amazing?
know?
It's amazing we've gotten to this point where having a one-bedroom apartment is seen as a status symbol. Like, wow, you got a one
Oh
bed.
my God, you have your own place by
Yeah,
yourself?
and there's a bedroom. It's not just one room with everything there.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
no, like when you look, okay, so like there was a link I shared about like a New York apartment. It was like 2000. And this thing, like legit, you are living in what we were talking about earlier, a fucking like storage
Well,
container.
did a girl live in the apartment? Because I saw one where like her bed was like 4 feet away from the door. It was like a closet.
Oh no, this was a different one. They had the option to either put like you could put your bed up in the loft area,
Well, I've been in an apartment like
but
that.
the loft was like a storage unit, pretty much. Like, if anybody was normal, that area would probably, like, you wouldn't want to fucking get up in that room every fucking day and bump your head off the fucking ceiling.
No,
There's
no.
no way. Right? Like, that's how I looked at it. I was like, no, 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 no. Like, like, it's kind of cool. It's kind of kitschy. It's kind of fucking chic and whatever. But, like, really? Is this what we fucking come down to?
And to
This
climb
is
a
what
ladder.
200 grand will fucking get you? Or 2 grand? I
And a
mean.
lot of those loft beds, you have to like climb a ladder to get to it. And
Yeah, this was a ladder one. You'd have
yeah,
to get up there, right? Like my cat would never sleep with me, I don't think, unless I like fucking like put some things in there so she could actually get up there.
yeah,
Like
I
it's
wouldn't want to.
fucking weird to me. Like that
Yeah,
would be a storage area. And
my
then I'd have to
hometown,
have my bed in the fucking living room.
my hometown of Amherst has affordable housing, but not a lot of jobs. So that's
Yeah, like the jobs actually I feel like the jobs are plentiful here, but no one's paying enough.
so what people turn them down.
No, it's just the fact that like it's not matching shit.
Oh yeah,
The cost of living is ridiculous. And like there are options for like people like now it's getting warmer out. People can be homeless. People can like go live at the like Salvation Army. Only like at the Salvation Army it's like men only. So like like the women gotta go like other places, whatever. I'm like they're putting up fucking apartment buildings for like I don't know who, but they're gonna be nice. Like awesome for you guys if you can afford it. But like no one who's still living in this goddamn province can afford that shit. Whatever they're doing.
well,
It's
it's even worse
fucking
here.
crazy, man. Yeah. No, I think you know what? I feel like it's the same all over Canada. Like, people are talking about it like it's only Halifax, but I feel like it's everywhere.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean,
It's
well,
everywhere.
in Toronto, you had to be a millionaire to buy a house. There's just no.
Yo, NBC, you gotta do that. Here, Halifax is not even a big city, but it's getting up there. It legit is getting up there. To buy a house, you
Yeah.
need like $1 million.
Oh yeah, they've gone up for sure.
It's fucking stupid. We're getting Ontario prices out here now. That's what we're getting.
Yeah, everyone, all these people moved there thinking, oh, it'll be so much cheaper to live in Halifax,
Mm-mm.
and they brought up the prices.
Bitch, we got fucking 15% tax on top of everything. So fuck off with that. Like, this is the worst place. Alberta, 7%. 7% tax in Alberta.
Wow.
Legit. 15 here. Like, when you buy something, $100, you gotta add $15 to that. That's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. I hate it. I fucking hate it. Where's this tax going? Where's it going? Oh, and all of a sudden, because I like fucking am a contractor, I owe tax. Okay.
Yeah, because you just make a straight commission, right?
I make like peanuts, and they're telling me I fucking owe them. I hate it. I fucking hate it.
So what you and Krista, is it 50-50 or?
Yeah, it's 50-50.
Yeah.
We have cancellations. What I do is a luxury item. So, that being said, not everybody can afford a tattoo because, oh, maybe their kid needs fucking extra care. Maybe they got a fucking car that broke down. You know, whatever the fuck. What I do is the luxury item. So, we get canceled usually first.
Oh, well, yeah, it's not a necessity. So
No, you don't need a tattoo to breathe or live or anything or do your job.
the only
But
exception,
it's good for your mental sanity.
the only time it would be a necessity is if you got a swastika tattoo in jail and now you need to get rid of it. Need to get it inked over somehow. Otherwise,
Well, I mean, there's like, okay, so I'm gonna say this right now, I don't condone Nazism, but apparently, from what I've heard with jail, there's these clans and stuff, so it depends on what kind of clan you want to click with. So if you want to fucking click with the white supremacist fucking crowd, I guess you just keep it. You know?
oh yeah,
You
yeah,
keep rolling how you're rolling. You're fine. You want to weigh those options though, like, cause if that fucking clan looks weak as shit, I'd cover that. Like, I mean, as a neutral, this is just hypothetically speaking. I'm not speaking from my own, like, okay, I'd never get a swastika. We'll say that. I would never get a swastika, so there would be no problem in that respect. I love fucking all cultures. I'm a lover of that. But if I was some white dude that fucking showed up in a jail with a swastika tattoo, you have to fucking weigh your options. You can't
yeah,
just be like, yo, like, all right, I'm gonna go with this weak ass fucking Nazi crew, keep my fucking swastika, and probably get beat up every day of my life. Like, or it's survival instincts, really.
well, the administration of a prison has their rules, and then the inmates have their rules.
Oh
And
yeah, the inmate rules are different from the fucking warden's rules, but the warden's rules coincide a little bit with the fucking inmates because you can't fucking. There's certain things that you have to time with the warden. You know what I mean? From what I know, this is tattooing actually. When they tattoo each other in jail, they gotta fucking not be caught by the
oh
warden,
yeah, well,
right?
I think the only way to cover up a swastika would be like add more squares, make it a Rubik's cube or something.
Yeah, you could turn it into like the fucking pinhead fucking cube
Oh yeah, that's right.
if you played it right. Yeah, that's a good cover up. Yo, we need to fucking put this on Pinterest or something.
I remember there's a Kids in the Hall sketch where this guy has just gotten surgery and the scar from the incision was shaped in like a swastika. It was
Oh God.
accident, but he was like, I don't want a symbol of hate on my chest, but there's no way to get rid of it. That was funny.
How old was that sketch? Was it like early fucking?
Early mid 90s or something like that.
I fucking love the Kids in the Hall. That's why I ask. Like,
Yeah, oh yeah, me too. I have all the DVDs.
you do?
Oh yeah, full
Fuck. I need to like. Okay. I need to sit and watch all those. Well, not all of them, but like, how many seasons are there?
There's 5 seasons and then the pilot episode.
And that's like Lorne Michaels did that shit too.
Yeah,
That's fucking dope. It's
Okay.
like fucking SNL but Canadian.
Yeah.
Fucking love it. Lorne Michaels is like, you know what? I'm gonna go back to my roots. Like,
Yeah, because he left Saturday Night Live in 1980, and so he was free to develop other things. And
then he came back though, right?
Yeah, in 1985, but he was still developing the Kids in the Hall. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Fucking Lorne Michaels, man.
I met Mark McKinney once. Met him on
You
the
did?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my God, that's amazing.
I didn't have
Mark
a
McKinney, which one was that? Was that the chicken lady guy?
That's right, that's him. Yep, in the
Yes,
Crusher.
I knew it. Okay, so he was on Lilo and Stitch. He was like the one-eyed fucking monster on Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, was that him? That was him, man.
Yes. I'm a Disney kid. I will not, like, I'm not embarrassed to even admit it. Like, I love Disney. I love it. I am trying to be a Disney princess out here in the fucking sticks in Nova Scotia.
Not easy, that's for sure.
No, it's not. Okay, but like still, I'm like making strides with the crows right now, and I've seen the deer come by. There's like 4 of them. It's like a family of them, I think. They come by like sporadically. It's like there's no rhyme or reason to when they come by. Cause like mom was like today, she's like, I think somebody killed them. I'm like, no, they just come by like so weirdly. Like there's no like, I've seen them come by like, it's like it took them like a month to come by, like a whole month. And then I'm like, oh, cool, you're still alive. That's awesome. Or at least I think that's who you are. But they all look kind of similar, very similar to the ones that come by. Because it's usually like no more than 4 deer. And there's only been 1 raccoon. And I'm really sad about that because I wish there was actually more raccoon.
Does a moose ever come around?
No, I haven't seen a moose out here. I've seen a fox like very, very, very rarely out here. But I haven't seen one in the last few years. It's been a long time since I've seen a fox. And I'm actually a bit sad about that. Especially like fox the raccoon, super sad. Cause like I had never seen a raccoon out here and he just like kind of appeared one night when I was like about to go for a smoke. And it was just like eating like the scraps off the ground that I threw out, right? Because it's like for the birds, for the deer, for whatever the fuck animal wants to eat it. Like it's for the animals.
Yeah, yeah.
This is my attempts in being a fucking Disney princess. So like I'm throwing shit out to animals. And like I've noticed like, you know, sort of like a routine and when they show up. So yeah, the deer show up. Sometimes they'll show up like once a month. Sometimes they'll be like twice in 1 week. Sometimes it'll be like once every week. Like they like They show up really infrequently, but they show up. The fucking raccoon, I saw him once, and I'm waiting. And the fucking birds, like, I'm trying to win them over. I mean, to be real, I'm trying to win all the woodland fucking creatures out here over, but it's gonna be hard. Like, the partridges are not having a part in that. They're just not. They're like, as soon as they hear anything in the house, if you stir in the house, they're like, they're gone. They're just fucking like bolting. But there's a part of me that's like, what if we catch one and eat it? Yeah, partridge would be nice to eat, especially like one of the ones out here.
Yeah, I didn't even know there were partridges down
There
there.
are. Oh, well, that partridge. Well, maybe. Is it a fucking partridge? It's like the green and white fucking thing. That's the dude one. It's like green in the head. It's got the white stripe. Is it partridges? Pheasants. It might be pheasants.
Have you seen any cardinals?
No, but my mom saw one once. She's
Yeah.
like, it's super rare. She saw one once, and I was like, fucking bitch.
Yeah, I like them a lot.
I was kind of pissed off because I wish I would have seen one.
Damn. Well, I think we just blew our wad. I think
Yeah.
we're ready to pass out and get the towel. I think.
Get the towel. Yeah, you gotta go get the towel.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta
That's
get
the
the towel.
man's job.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Just kidding. We were so off the rails, honestly. Like, this is like the most off the rails one we've ever done. We like briefly touched on the subject and just like kind of like just went on our own shit, which I love.
Well, that's standard operating procedure at this point.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. That's like at least I know I did the right thing. I did my part.
Yes, you did.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining me this week, my dear. And
Well, thank you.
yeah, and talk to you next week.
Yes, or in the next like few whatever's days or hours, whatever. Have a good one.
Yeah, take care. Bye-bye.
You too.